So if nobody is advertising in that niche, it means that the niche is probably not profitable. So you don't bother yourself going into it. Just go on Google, because every platform, especially if they are not using anything that limits ads from showing on your Google search, you will see adverts. If you are not using ad blockers, you will see adverts on Google. The moment you key in that particular keyword, you see companies running ads in that niche. If you also decide to check through your Google AdWords, you will see the CPC of that niche. If you can't check it through the Google search, you can go through your AdWords. Once you go to AdWords, you key in the keyword, it will show you the exact CPC of that particular niche. If the CPC is high, it means that the niche is profitable. It means that people are throwing money in that niche. If it's a $1 billion industry, for instance, and you're only able to get 0.001% of the market share, it means that you are already a millionaire. It's as simple as that.
Yo, welcome to the episode 6 of the ExpertView Show with Adeleke Samuel. So this month, I've been creating content around content creation and publishing. That has been the theme of this month on my YouTube channel. But I got to know most people, or some people, are actually not interested in creating videos for so many reasons. Probably you are shy, or it's not just what you like doing. So I've decided to make it up to you by looking the other way, which is blogging. So this month I just ended a series on how to start, grow and make money on YouTube. Then the other way around is what? Blogging. So if making videos is not what you enjoy doing, then of course you should like writing. So if you want to make money and monetize your writing skills through blogging, then this is the right episode for you to be watching. And today with me, the expert guest we have on the show is an award-winning business blogger. He has been in the world of blogging for over 6 years, and today he will be sharing with us his experience and some insider secrets you need to know if you actually want to make money blogging. So whatever he says, just listen to him and act on it. So just watch and listen to this video, you'll get to know more about him. Emenike Emmanuel is a digital marketing consultant, an award-winning business blogger, public speaker, and author. He is also the founder of entrepreneurbusinessblog.com, a platform that educates you on how to start, manage, and grow your business. Emenike Emmanuel is the lead coach of an online community called the Excellent Entrepreneurs Network, with over 12,000 Facebook members. He constantly shares his business, sales, and marketing tips alongside other experts in this Facebook community. His e-learning platform for digital skills acquisition, ebusinessroom.us, is in the works and will be ready soon. He has coached over 500 young people to start earning profitably in blogging and is willing to help you today. If you have always wanted to learn how to make a full-time income blogging, or you desire to use the power of blogging in growing your physical business, Emenike Emmanuel is the one you should speak to right now. He is not only skillful at his craft, but also generous with it. You can connect with him today across all social media platforms using this handle at EmenikeNG. Wow, welcome to the ExpertView Show.
Thank you so much, Samuel. Thank you, viewers of ExpertView Show. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for honoring our invitation. Okay, so let's jump right into today's episode. Now, some days ago, like 2 days ago, you celebrated the 6th year anniversary of one of your business blog.
Yes.
Now, my first question is this: how did you get into the world of blogging? Because I'm very sure you did not just jump into blogosphere to start blogging. So, what happened? Like, how did you find yourself in the blogging industry?
Okay. Some people, if you ask them how they went into the business they do, they will tell you it happened by accident. Mine wasn't by accident. It was a meticulous process. I have a particular track I wanted to follow. The first thing I did was to start by writing. I discovered that I have flair for writing, passion for writing. And I asked myself, how can I monetize this, my writing skill? I can actually monetize it by writing for others, but will it actually give me the kind of freedom I need? Because there's what we call freedom-based business. Freedom-based business is the kind of business that can give you financial freedom, time freedom, and location freedom. You might be able to get financial freedom from writing for others. You can get location freedom from writing for others, but you might not be able to get time freedom if you are writing for other people, because you'll be at the mercy of your clients. But when you have a blog, you'll be able to access these levels of freedom. So I asked myself, what can I do to help myself monetize this, my writing skill? That was what led me into blogging. And it all started while I was doing my NYSC service. That's the National Youth Service Corps in Akwa Ibom State. It's a one-year program for those of you who are, yes, for Nigerians. For those of you who are not Nigerians, this platform it happens the moment you graduate. You'll be given 1 year to serve your fatherland. That is, you serve Nigeria for 1 year. So it started in that program, and I was in a remote village down there in Akwa Ibom State. So I asked myself, what can I do after this service here? I started preparing myself. That was what led me into the world of blogging, and I wanted to do it in a professional way. That was why I decided to build entrepreneurbusinessblog.com.
Wow, awesome. So you started blogging, and the blog you started with is still existing up to now. In fact, that's very, very, very awesome and great. So guys, you already have an idea of the expert guest we have on the show. Trust me, he has a lot to share with you. So if you are getting value already, please do well to like this video so that you can share it to more people that are looking for similar video tutorial and similar video solution. And probably you stumble on this video, you are not a subscriber on my channel, I would advise you also hit the subscribe button below so you never miss any of my valuable video tutorial that I drop every Thursday, just like this one you are watching. Okay, so let's start with today's question. Now, the first question is this. Now, we'll talk about blogging in Nigeria. Some people still think about it as some Instagram pages. I'll not be mentioning any names here. So when you say blogging, their whole idea is you are talking about, or you are referring to a particular Instagram page that gossip. Let me use the word gossip. So the essence of this particular episode is to educate people on what blogging is and also teach them how to make money from it. So my question is, what is blogging and what is niche blogging?
Okay, it's very simple. When you mention the word blogging, like you rightly said, most people always think about gossip blog, celebrity gossip blog, entertainment blog, sports blog, and the rest of them, news blog, but that's not actually what niche blogging is. There's a difference between blogging and niche blogging. When you talk about the general type of blogging, you can refer to those gossip blog and the rest of them. But when we talk about niche blogging, we are talking about when you choose a particular angle, a particular subject, you are treating a particular problem, you are answering a particular question. So that is what niche blogging is. You pick one angle, one industry, you niche down again, not just within the industry, start answering just one question. Let it be that whoever that lands on your blog is taking away one particular thing. If I'm coming to your blog, I'm coming to learn about advertising. I'm not coming to learn advertising, the popular politicians, news about what is happening, sports news and the rest of them. That one is more like blogging. It will confuse your audience. But in niche blogging, you pick one aspect. If you're interested in travel, you only talk about travel. You can even niche down to one particular country. If you're interested in business, you pick one aspect of business. It could be e-commerce. You only talk about e-commerce. If you're interested in insurance, you talk about insurance alone. You can also niche down within the insurance niche. You talk about only car insurance or life insurance. That is what niche blogging is all about. If it's in the area of education, you are talking about scholarship, and you select a specific country, a couple of countries you want to talk about the scholarship in those countries. So that is what niche blogging is all about. Niche blogging is something everyone should do, especially if you intend to make money from blogging as it is today, because blogging is already competitive. But the only way for you to beat the competition is to go into one particular niche where you discuss one problem, where you solve one problem, where you answer one question.
Awesome. So what he's trying to say here is this: it is not just about picking a niche. Now, for example, you want to talk about insurance. If it is insurance industry that you want to venture into, you need to niche down. Okay, are you talking about health insurance? Are you talking about car insurance? So you still need to niche down whatever niche or industry you have or you intend to venture into. Thank you for that response.
Especially when you are starting out. Like I mentioned, insurance, you can talk about every aspect of insurance, but when you are starting out in that insurance niche, pick just one angle first until the blog grows and become popular. You can now start moving into other areas of insurance.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, now I know you have a business blog, which everybody knows, right? And I'm very sure you have some niche blogs that you also run and manage. So my question is, What are those things you look out for? Because I'm very sure you don't just jump into any niche. So what are those things you need to look out for before you pick a blogging niche that you venture into?
Okay, I classify those things into 4. There are basically 4 things you look out for when you want to choose a niche to blog about. One is your passion. The first one is your passion. You need to look at your passion. Oftentimes, your passion can be the angle God is leading you to, can be the angle that will make you prosperous in life. Don't downplay your passion. If you are passionate about something, the next thing you should be asking yourself, is there a way I can make money from this thing I'm passionate about? For instance, someone who is passionate about discussing politics, the person can actually discuss politics and become a multi-millionaire discussing politics because that is what he's passionate about. And when you are passionate about something, you begin to create more ways to monetize that passion. It becomes easier for you to create content within that niche. If you are not passionate about something, it will be very difficult. It will be like a struggle for you to create content in that niche. So you need to, first of all, establish your passion. And the interesting thing is that every single one of us, we have one passion or the other. There is nobody in this life that can say, I don't have passion for anything. The only area we have a challenge is that some people are still unable to discover their passion. They don't know what they are passionate about. And if you are that kind of person, I would like to help you. What you are passionate about are those things you find easy doing. And you've seen someone who is making money doing the exact same thing you feel that comes naturally to you. That's your passion. Every passion has the capacity to make income for you. That's one. You need to establish what your passion is. The next one, you need to establish your expertise. What are you an expert in? Your expertise. What are you an expert in? Once you identify what you're an expert in, it can help you to build a blog that will be successful in that niche. If you're an accountant, you can actually build an accounting blog. There are thousands of people who are looking for budgeting apps that they can use to grow to help themselves. And you can recommend those budgeting apps on your site as an accountant, because when you recommend it from the expert point of view, people will listen to you more. And when they use those budgeting apps, you will get a commission because most of them will offer you an affiliate link that whoever that signs up through your link you get paid. You can as well develop a budgeting format for families. Families are willing to pay you to get a format that they can use to manage their homes. Any area, if you're an expert in insurance niche, you can build a blog around the insurance niche. It becomes easier for you to demonstrate your expertise because by the time they are done reading your expert opinion and on a particular subject, it won't be difficult for them to buy their policy through you as an insurance agent. The next one is the profitability of the niche. The profitability of the niche. How profitable is the niche you want to go into? And how do you know if a niche is profitable or not? It's very simple. You look at the advertising budget. What is the advertising budget of companies in that niche? That's how you know if a niche is profitable. If you key in that particular keyword, if you key in that particular keyword on Google and there is no company running advert on it, it shows that the niche is not profitable because people throw money where there is money. So if nobody is advertising in that niche, it means that the niche is probably not profitable. So you don't bother yourself going into it. Just go on Google because every platform, especially if you are not using anything that limits ads from showing on your Google search, you will see adverts. If you are not using ad blockers, you will see adverts on Google. The moment you key in that particular keyword, you see companies running ads in that niche. If you also decide to check through your Google AdWords, you will see the CPC of that niche. If you can't check it through the Google search, you can go through your AdWords. Once you go to AdWords, you key in the keyword, it will show you the exact CPC of that particular niche. If the CPC is high, it means that the niche is profitable. It means that people are throwing money in that niche. If it's $1 billion industry, for instance, and you're only able to get 0.001% of the market share, it means that you are already a millionaire. It's as simple as that. And the fourth one is your experience. What have you experienced in the past? What have you gone through before? Maybe you went through a tough time in your pregnancy period. You decide to start a blog for pregnant women. From the day of conception, you can even teach them how to get conception to the day of delivery and how to take care of the baby. You will see that there are millions of women out there that will be trooping into your blog to read about things that they are experiencing in pregnancy. Some people will also share their story because you might not be able to have all the whole experience in life. But some people begin to share their stories with you. This is what I'm experiencing, and you share it on your blog. You will see that someone in Jamaica is also experiencing the same thing. They will know exactly what to do. You are solving problems for pregnant women. That is your own experience. If you were raped before and you are beginning to have self-esteem issue, you can build a personal development blog where you handle self-esteem issue in your blog. And people will be trooping into your blog to learn how to boost their self-esteem.
Wow.
These 4 things, if you master it, your blog is going to be very successful. These are the things you look at before you choose any particular niche. And there is nobody watching this video that will tell me that he or she does not have passion for anything. The person has never had any experience in the past, whether positive or negative, or the person cannot find a profitable niche to go into, or the person is not an expert in anything at all. There is nobody. These are the 4 things you can do to choose a powerful blogging niche.
Awesome. What I love about your response is you put all of your response in context with examples. That is perfect. And one of the things you shared, we talked about experience. One of my followers actually messaged me like a week ago. She just started dropshipping. So she created a blog. Now she's sharing, she said, this blog is dedicated to sharing everything I'm doing. Either I succeed or not, everything I'm learning. So she's just documenting what she's doing. So you don't necessarily need to be an expert in anything. Probably you just found out a new hobby. Just document, create a blog, document it, and trust me, many people will be interested in reading what you are experiencing. Trust me, so many people are curious to know what is happening in your life. So just create a blog and just pick it up from there. Thanks for that wonderful response. And also I learned something on choosing a profitable niche. That is perfect. Like very, very easy way to know a niche that is profitable. Thank you very much for that. Okay, so let's move on. Now we've talked about what blogging is, talked about niche blogging and picking a niche. Now the question I want to ask, or the question I'm very sure most people have in their mind now is, okay, now that we know how to pick a niche, how do we create a blog? So there are so many platforms to create a blog, many platforms. So my question is, which of them will you recommend, and why should people make use of that?
Okay, the most recommended platform is WordPress, and not just the free hosted WordPress platform, but the self-hosted WordPress. And that self-hosted WordPress is what we call WordPress.org. So the best platform to host your blog or to build your blog is by using WordPress. And when you are using WordPress, the essence of using WordPress is that WordPress will help you to have access to millions of, is it up to millions? It could be millions of plugins.
Yeah, millions. Millions. If not.
You have access to millions of plugins that will help you to do a lot of things. You don't need to, with WordPress, you don't need to be a developer. You don't need to know how to build a website from scratch. WordPress has made every single thing easy for you. It's now a drag and drop. Once you have the right plugin, you can do virtually anything. For instance, on my blog, on one of my blogs, there's a plugin that will show you the number of minutes it will take you to read a particular post. So I don't need to hire a programmer to help me put it inside there. No, I have a plugin that can help me to block bad bots. If someone is using bad bots to enter my site, the plugin will block it. I also have a lot of plugins on my site. So it's only possible because I'm using WordPress. If I'm using some other hosting, other platforms like Blogger, Wiz, and the rest of them, you might not have access to all these plugins. You might not have access to it. So I highly recommend WordPress because it's the best for now.
Awesome. Even me, I recommend WordPress. I've been using WordPress for over 6 years. And as he has said, WordPress is very flexible. Tell me what you want to do on your blog or your website. There is a plugin that you can use to add that functionality. So WordPress is just awesome. Okay, now let's move on. Now, we talk about plugins now, right? WordPress plugin. Now, what are the 3 must-have plugins that you always make sure you install on any website that you are creating, any blogging website that you are creating?
Okay, the first thing I need to establish here is that any plugin you are not using, don't have it in your site, or any plugin you don't need. There's no point in having it in your site. It's not necessary. But when it comes to the most important, if I'm to categorize it into 3, the 3 most important plugins I have, one is Yoast SEO. Yoast SEO. The essence of having Yoast SEO is to help me to know how optimized my blog posts are before pushing them out there. So before I push out a blog post, I will run it through the Yoast SEO platform. It will tell me, okay, you are having your readability score is low, maybe because you have some sentences that are more than 20 words. Like if you have a blog post where more than 10% of your blog post, the sentences you have is more than 20 words, it will show. It will tell you, it kind of indicate that it will be difficult for people to read it because people like reading short sentences. So Yoast SEO will be able to show you that. If you are using too much of past tense in your blog post, Yoast SEO will tell you that the passive voice is high. That passive voice simply means past tense. It means you are speaking to people about something that has happened before. It might not be relevant to them again now if they are reading it. So you need to speak to people more as if you are talking to them now, irrespective of when they will read that post. Especially if you are creating a blog, if your blog is an evergreen blog, like if you create a blog post today, in the next 2-3 years, it will still be relevant. It shouldn't look like a past tense to them. It should look as if you are speaking to them in the now. So yes, Yoast SEO will help you to assess all of those things. If you mistakenly by any means insert someone else's link in your blog, or maybe a writer wrote for you and inserted the link there without you knowing, Yoast SEO will be able to tell you that there's an external link here. If you want to allow it, fine. If you don't want to, especially for those of you that have writers working for you. Some writers might be paid to insert a link in your post. It is through Yoast SEO that you will know that someone has inserted a link in your post. Some of them will go as far as inserting that link under a full stop.
Wow.
Whether they insert a full stop or comma, it shows that the backlink is coming from your site.
Wonderful.
Yoast SEO will be able to show you that there's a link in this post, and you begin to search for it no matter where it is hidden. Even if they hid it behind an image, you will see it. These are some of the things Yoast SEO will show you. It will also show you how many times you've repeated a particular key phrase that you want to rank for. If you overuse a particular key phrase, it will harm the growth of your site. If you underuse it, you might not rank for it. So Yoast SEO will tell you the minimum you should use for any particular blog post you want to write. And I always recommend you use 10% to 1.5% to 1% of a blog post. What do I mean? If you have an article of 1,000 words, the key phrase you want to target should be mentioned at least 15 times or at least 10 times.
Wow.
10 to 15 times. And these are the things Yoast SEO will expose you to. There are so many other things. As you begin to use this Yoast SEO, you will see more. You will see many more things that will help you to grow your blog. And the second plugin I highly recommend is called Monster Insight. Monster Insight. This Monster Insight helps you to integrate your blog to Google Analytics. It makes registering on Google Analytics very easy. It makes it very easy and smooth. If you don't have it, it means you cannot be able to analyze how your blog is going. What's your traffic volume yesterday? What was your traffic volume a month ago? What's your traffic volume in the last 1 year? These are the things you can get through Google Analytics. And for you to install Google Analytics with ease, you use Monster Insight. If you decide not to use Monster Insight and go through all the coding form, it will be very difficult for you, especially if you are not an expert in that area. But anybody can use Monster Insight to sign up on Google Analytics. And the moment you sign up on Google Analytics, to activate your Google Search Console becomes easy. You don't need to do any installation. You don't need to go back to your cPanel or to do anything. The moment you have your Google Analytics with the same email address, you'll be able to register automatically on Google Search Console. And Google Search Console has its own value because it will help you to know the keywords that you are ranking for. If you know the keywords you are ranking for and your position for those keywords, it will be easier for you to maintain it. When someone is trying to outrank you, you will see when the person is trying to outrank you. You go back, update your article, build more backlinks, and you go up again. If you don't have Monster Insight, it will be very difficult for you to do, especially if you are not a techie person. If you are not too good in all this technology like Samuel and the rest of them. Me, I'm not a techie person. I'm not a blogger, but I maximize all these tools.
Awesome,
I maximize all these tools very well. And the third one is what I call BBQ Firewall. BBQ Firewall, and that's actually the name. BBQ Firewall. BBQ Firewall helps. Yes, it helps in blocking bad bots. It helps in blocking bad bots. A time will come in your growth as a blogger that some blogs, some people will begin to fire bad bots into your site just for them to take it down. This BBQ Firewall, if you have it installed in your blog, it will help to block those bad bots and only allow good bots to pass.
Wow.
Someone has to be extremely techy for them to bypass this BBQ Firewall. Person must be extremely techy. Because what happens when people fire bad bots into your site? There's what we call DDoS attack. SS of bad bots on your site will result to DDoS attack. Yes, attack on your site. And the moment they are able to take down your site, it will be easy for them to to hack it. And if you are using a good host, if you are using a good hosting platform, what happens is that when they fire this bad bots into your site, they will shut down your site. That's what they normally do. If you are using a good web hosting platform, they will take down the site first so that you can work on it. But with this big firewall, you don't need your site to go down for it to manage it for you. And if I'm to add extra, I would recommend the one we call Query Monitor. If I'm to add extra, I would recommend the one called Query Monitor. Query Monitor, what it will do for you to help you to identify areas in your site where there's a problem. If there's a problem in any area in your site, this Query Monitor will show it. And the moment you see it, you'll be able to assess the error and treat it immediately. If the error is coming from your PHP, it will show you the error is coming from PHP. Wherever the error is coming from, if it's HTTPS call, is sending back calls to your site to be able to tell you this is where the problem is coming from so that you can tackle it immediately. I think with these few plugins I just mentioned and many more that you can find in the course of taking this training further, you'll be able to grow a successful blog.
Wow. The last three plugins you mentioned, in fact, okay, the last two, I have no idea. So you can see that's the essence of having someone that is actually doing what he's saying. So anybody I bring on this show, they're actually doing it. It's not people that are just like saying what they don't know. Okay, thanks for that wonderful insight and recommendations. Okay, so let's move on from here. Now, you've talked about creating your website, talked about plugins you can use. Now let's look at creating a blog post, which is very, very important. So you can have the best design, but if your blog post is not written the right way to get people's attention to read and all of that. And again, one more thing is this. I was reading a post, I think some weeks ago on Facebook, and someone was saying a copywriter is not a blog post writer, that they are very, very different. So my question, because some copywriters think, yeah, I can write anything, but I know the idea of writing a blog post is different from writing an advert or marketing copy. So my question now is, what are those elements that a blog post should have? And probably just tell us how you can properly structure a blog post.
Okay, to structure a blog post, the first thing you need to do is to pick a focus key phrase. A focus key phrase means what you want the particular post to rank for. What do I want this post to rank for? That is your focus key phrase. Every single post you create must be able to rank for a particular key phrase, at least one. At least one. And in that focus key phrase, there's a number of times you have to mention it in the post for it to rank. A copywriter who is not an SEO writer will not know it. He will just write a random article that will be persuasive, but if you don't mention those key phrases, if you don't target a particular key phrase and use it a number of times, you will not be able to rank. So the first thing you need to find out the focus key phrase. What do I want this post to rank for? Once you establish what you want the post to rank for, you ask yourself, how many times should this thing appear in the blog post? Like I said it previously, it must appear between 10 times to 15 times in an article of 1,000 words. Simply put, use 1% to 1.5%. So 1% of 1,000 is 10. 1.5% of 1,000 is 15. That's the number of times it should appear in the body of the post. And the next thing you look at is this particular key phrase I just picked, I want to rank for. How many words should it be? How many words should it be? If you target just one word, let's say you want to write about business and your focus key phrase is business only, you will struggle to rank for that key phrase because it's highly competitive. So how many words should it appear? It should appear at least 4 times. That's like 4 words. And when it's 4 words, that's key phrase. It will help you to create what we call long tail keyword. Long tail keyword. Let me give you a practical example. Let's say I want to write a post on my focus key phrase is start business restaurant. Start business restaurant. Remember, we said key phrase. It doesn't have to make sense. A phrase is an incomplete statement, right? So that's why we call it key phrase. So my focus key phrase is start restaurant business. If I just use start restaurant business alone as my focus key phrase, it is still competitive because you have other big blogs that may have written about it. Instead, I can take it a step further by saying 7 ways to start a restaurant business in Lagos in 2022. In Nigeria in 2022, I've been able to expand it. I can as well interchange the word business for company. I can interchange the word business for startup. I can interchange the word business for enterprise. You look at the similar words that are the same thing as business. You can replace start with launch. You can replace it with set up. How to set up your restaurant business in Lagos or in Nigeria in 2022. You are just playing around various keywords that are related to each other within the same post. So no matter what they are searching for, they will be able to find you. The next thing is your introduction. That first sentence you make in your blog post is very important. Whatever key phrase you want to rank for, if you have an article that a blog post of say 1,000 articles, at least 70% of them, of the blog post, should be able to start with the focus key phrase you want to rank for. It should be there. In your introduction, the first sentence you make is your introduction. It should be there. At least 70% of all the articles on your blog. It doesn't have to happen all the time, but at least in 70% of it, it should be there. The next thing is the title of your post. The focus key phrase you want to rank for must appear in the title of your post. Most copywriters don't know it. They don't know that this focus key phrase should appear in the title of the post. It must appear in the title of the post. It must appear in your introduction. And the next one is your subtitles. Subtitle is very important if you want to rank any particular blog post. If you write like an academic essay, it's not going to rank, except you already have a built audience that will read it. But if you are thinking of reaching out to people that may not have known you before, you must have subtitles in your posts. Not just that subtitle will help you to rank in the feature snippets. If you visited Google before, you see what we call feature snippet. Feature snippet always come at the top. If there's an advert, it will come below the advert. If there's no advert for that particular key phrase you are searching for, it will come at the top. So always make sure that you have these things in your subtitle. Even in that your subtitle, the focus key phrase should appear a couple of times there. If you have subtitle of, let's say, 5, it should appear in 2. That's how you rank for a particular blog post. And not just that, when you write the post, you should go with images, and those images should be optimized. When we say optimizing an image, it means that before you upload an image, you have to rename it to align with the title of the post or to align with the key phrase you want to rank for in that post. Because in Google, if you go to Google now, Google search, they rank videos, they rank images, they rank audios, and they rank text. People think it's only text that you optimize for. You also optimize for images. There are people who only go on Google to search for image. And if your image is optimized, you might not rank for the text, but you rank for the image. You might not rank for the video, but you rank for the image, depending on how optimized it is. And if you have 4 of them in your blog, that means your growth is inevitable. So these are the things you do in your blog to make it perform well on search engine. Key phrase 1, optimization of your image 2. The positions of those key phrases are also important in the growth of your blog.
Wow, awesome. These are wonderful insights that you are sharing with us. Okay, so let's continue. Now we've talked about so many things, talked about your post and all of that. Now, having a quality and awesome content or blog post is not enough. You need people to actually read it, and that is where traffic come into play. So I would like you to talk about what traffic is, because the truth is not everybody understands what the word traffic is. So what is traffic? What do you mean by the word traffic? And what are the various means in which people can use to drive traffic to their blog?
Okay. The simplest way to explain the word traffic is human beings. Human beings, not bots. When we say driving traffic to your site, we mean driving human beings to your site, bringing real human beings, real users to your site. That's what it means. So the question now is, how do you bring real users, human beings to your site? One is by creating valuable content. The essence of creating valuable content is that if by any means someone comes to your site and your site is not valuable, they will not come back again. They will not come back again. And what's the essence of bringing someone to your site only for you to make them to swear that they will never visit the site again? And they might even go as far as saying negative things about your site. So the blog post you create must be valuable. And how do you classify a blog post to be valuable? It means it solved a particular problem. By the time someone is done reading the blog post, the person should walk away with one singular value, or a singular value rather. Let it be that there is something the person picked out from the site and said, this is what I learned after reading this site. This particular blog post solved this particular problem for me. That's one. Valuable content is very important if you want to drive traffic to your site. Number two is the keywords you use will help you to also drive traffic to your site. If you go after highly competitive keywords, it means that you will struggle. So what you do, you look at the low-hanging fruits. Low-hanging fruits are the keywords that are popular but not yet competitive, especially when it has to do with new keywords, because every single day, new keywords are coming up. The word jackpot for the Nigerian audience don't used to be a thing in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
The word was there, but it was not popular. So now it's like a new keyword emerging. Every single day, new keywords are emerging. So you need to be out there looking out for keywords within your niche, or that you can use in your niche that are new. The competition will be low at that time because nobody is talking about it yet. Big brands has not written about it. So if you are the first person to, or the first few people to write about it, you have a good chance of ranking on search engine. Another thing you do when it comes to driving traffic to your site is by building what we call a traffic bank. A traffic bank. A traffic bank is more like a platform that gives you instant access to traffic, just the same way your bank account, if you put money there, whenever you need it, you can withdraw it. The same thing happens in traffic bank. If you don't build any, like I told you, traffic is human being. If you've not built a place where human beings congregate in large number so that they can visit your site the moment you need them, you will not have anything called traffic bank. So you begin by building traffic bank. You can use email lists to build your traffic bank. You can use email lists. You can use Telegram group or channel. You can use WhatsApp. I have a friend that has over 100,000 subscribers on Telegram.
Wow.
And there's no how he will create a blog post, or he does not even advertise for people. There's no how he will create a blog post and he will not have instant access to at least 10,000 people from there. So you see that you can actually monetize the blog, the Telegram group, and also use it in growing your blog. There are also people that have WhatsApp groups. They have up to 10 WhatsApp groups with almost like, let's say this WhatsApp group is 207 something, or let's say 500. I think it's about 500 or something.
Yeah, it's about 500 now. Yeah.
So the person can have up to 10. That's 5,000 people that you can reach out to the moment you create a new blog post. And you can build this traffic bank long before you build the blog. You can also have email lists. Some people have as much as 20,000 email lists, subscribers in their email list. You can do the same thing. So these are ways. Some use Facebook group as well. Some have a huge following on Facebook that the moment they drop a blog post, people will visit. I know of a friend that has 1.something million Facebook followers.
Wow.
Is it fans rather on his page, his scholarship page? There's no how he will drop a blog post that people will not read it because he has an audience he has already built. These are the things you can do to drive traffic to your site. Keywords is important, valuable content is important, and traffic bank is important. If you do that very well, getting organic traffic that you don't pay for becomes easier for you because you've been able to manage the ones that are within your control.
Wow. So many insights. This is kind of similar to YouTube as well. So far it's traffic, driving traffic. I talked about some of these things in the series I just concluded. Okay, awesome. Okay, so let's move on. So this part is kind of very interesting because I have so many people that don't understand this. So the question is, we talked about niche blogging, and I know the kind of money you make on your blog is dependent on so many things: your keyword, the CPC of your keyword, and the location where people, because the CPC in Nigeria is different from CPC, the same keyword, the CPC in US. So they are kind of different. The money you make from those keywords from different locations matters. So the question now is, how can one create a blog that is targeted to a particular country? So you want your blog, okay, you want just US residents only to read from your blog. How do you create blogs like that?
Okay, there are so many ways to do it. The first one I will talk about is blocking IP, but it's not recommendable or not recommended, blocking IP. If there's a particular country you don't want them to visit your blog, you can block the IP. I've visited so many insurance blogs that don't allow Nigerians. They block the IP. So if you're in Nigeria visiting the blog, you see it on search engine, but you cannot open it. So if you don't have interest in a particular country and you know you don't have any interest at all, you can block the IP of that country. In that case, it means nobody from that country will ever visit your blog again, except the person is using
VPN.
What do you call it?
VPN.
Yes, virtual private network. Yes, VPN. Except person is using VPN to boycott it. The next one is the keywords you use. If you go into a hall of 1,000 people and you shout Nigeria, what will happen is that anyone that is from Nigeria will pay attention to you.
Exactly.
Because you mentioned keyword that the person is can relate to exactly. So the keywords you use on your site will determine the people that will see it more. If I write a blog post that says how to start a restaurant business in Nigeria, I can swear that someone in the US will not want to read the blog post because the moment he sees the title, he will automatically say that you are not talking to him.
Yeah.
The third one is the examples you use. The examples you use in your blog will determine who will read it. When I started entrepreneurbusinessblog.com, I used to talk about the Nigerian audience. I used to use examples about Nigeria. But as I began to grow, and I discovered that for me to make money from this site, I don't need to target the Nigerian audience. My social media platform is already enough place for my Nigerian students or fans or whatever to learn from me. Let my blog be for people that will pay money to me because the purchasing power of the country you are targeting will determine how much you are going to earn. If their purchasing power is low, they will not pay you much. But if their purchasing power is high, you are sure of getting so much from them. So that was how I migrated my blog from being a Nigerian focused blog to being a US and first world country blog. So the examples you give, I stopped giving examples about Nigeria. You cannot find any statistics about Nigeria in any of my recent blog posts.
Wow.
So if I'm using statistics, I mention statistics of US, Australia, Canada, UK, because those are the people that have the capacity to pay me what I want from my blog. If I get any click from them, I'm sure of getting something tangible. So these are the things you do in your blog. If you want to rank for any particular country, the statistics you give, the examples you give, the country you mention, the people you call out will matter. It will matter in your blog. It will matter in the growth of your blog. When you combine these things together, your blog will begin to show more to people in that area. And of course, we will not rule out the fact that where you are blogging from, that's the IP of your blog, also has a lot to do with the people that will see your blog. Like I have a particular blog, an insurance blog, where I don't talk about anything in Nigeria. I've never mentioned Nigeria on the blog. I don't even use my personal identity on the blog, but I still have a couple of people from Nigeria reading the blog. How did they get to know it? Because they know that the IP of the person managing it, they will show it a little bit to people in that area. So if you are someone who has the capacity to hire writers from the first world country, it means that they will be visiting your blog more, and the IP will begin to change hand. If I relocate from Nigeria now to another country, it will also show in the IP of the person managing the blog. So if I have more writers from those countries, it will also reflect in the growth of my blog. That's why from time to time, I allow some of my writers from other countries to write for me without charging them for it, so that the IP will also reflect in the growth of my blog.
Wow. That's awesome. So he has talked about so many things as regards using the keyword. The keyword you use matters. That's true, because what people are searching in US is different from what people are searching in Nigeria. The kind of examples, statistics used also matter, and where people also are visiting your blog from also matters a lot. Now, we've talked about a lot of things as regards blogging. Now, this is actually one of the most interesting parts that I'm very sure people are expecting to listen to. So we've talked about so many things, picking a blog niche, creating your blog, writing an awesome and quality blog post, and even how you can drive traffic to drive traffic of people to visit your blog to read that post. Now, let's talk about how people can actually make money from their blog. Now, what are the different ways in which people can make money from their blog?
Okay, if you follow through this training from the beginning, we said something about how to choose a niche.
Yeah.
And I made mention of passion, I made mention of expertise, I made mention of experience, and I made mention of profitability. If you are passionate about something, or you have an expert knowledge in a particular area, or you've gone through something, it means that there's every tendency that you have the capacity to solve a problem in that area. It automatically qualifies you for the first and the easiest way to make money from blogging, which is by offering services. So the first one is you offer services. That's the first way you make money from your blog. No matter the niche you are into, make sure you have the capacity to offer services in that niche. And I was trying to give you an example. Let's say you are a plumber and someone pays Google Ads to display advert on your site. He's also a plumber and he's paying Google Ads $1,000, and they will display that particular ad across different sites, maybe 100,000 sites or thereabout. And if you allow it on your blog as a plumber, you are invariably giving your audience an opportunity to work with another plumber for a fraction of how much. You might get maybe $1 from the click. or $2. And if it converts for the person, because it will actually convert, why I said it to convert is because the person visiting your blog already knows that your blog is for plumbing. And they will think that this particular offer coming from another plumbing company, you sponsored it, you allowed it, you recommended it. So they will go ahead and work with them. And they will go to that site and pay the person $1,000 for what you recommended for just $1 or $2. So what's the profit there? So you see why most of these people that offer real services don't use Google AdSense on their site. I'm not saying Google AdSense should be written off completely, but it depends on the niche you are playing in and the services you are offering. After establishing that you can make money by offering services, the second one is by selling digital products. Selling your own digital products, your own information products. Sell your own information product to make money from your site, especially if you are talking about your passion, your experience, your expertise. It will be easy for you to create information product in that area because your blog post cannot discuss everything that people need to know. And even if you've discussed virtually everything, you can actually combine 10 blog posts together that will, when put together, will solve a particular problem and people will buy it.
Yeah.
So if someone has written an article of, let's say, 100 articles on blogging, the person can actually pull together 10 of them in different areas, solving different problems in the area of blogging, and package it as an information product, and people will buy it.
Wow.
Especially if it's yours, not someone else's own. People will buy it because you are solving a unique problem through a particular method. The third one is affiliate marketing. You can make money from your blog through affiliate marketing. It still boils down to the same thing. If you pick your niche rightly, you'll be able to recommend the right products to them. So you go to platforms that allow you to access different products. Example is impact.com. You go to Impact and your blog is well optimized. People will visit, they will first of all go through your blog before they approve you on the site. And if they approve you, start requesting to be an affiliate of different platforms. The moment they approve you, especially the ones that are related to what you do, you begin to write about them and also stylishly insert the affiliate link in your blog post. And when someone buys through that, you get paid. And the fourth one is Google AdSense. Google AdSense is where people pay you to display people's ads on your site. When someone clicks on it, Google will take a percentage. You as the owner of the blog will take a percentage. But the only thing, do not try to game the system. Do not try to game the system by clicking on your own ads or trying to use any manipulative method. Otherwise, they will ban you irrespective of how much you have in the account. So that's the only disadvantage with using Google AdSense. Except you're also a service provider. If you're a service provider, there's no point sending your competitors, bringing your competitors to your site. If you're not a service provider, you are just writing for the sake of writing, you can go ahead and use Google AdSense on your site.
Wow. Awesome. Okay, now let's ask this last question. There are so many people that have been interested in, especially bloggers, that have been trying to apply for AdSense. The only thing I enjoy about AdSense, even as a YouTuber, I'm also a YouTuber, and I also make money from AdSense. I make money from other sources, but one thing about AdSense is the consistency. Like, you can earn money passively. You are sure Google will definitely pay you the 31st of every month, which is a happy day for all bloggers and YouTubers. Okay, so the question is, can you just share some tips on how people can get their Google AdSense approved on their blog?
Okay, to get Google AdSense approval, the first thing you need to do is to niche down. Let your blog be focused on a particular niche. It makes it easier. There are some things Google may have said, these are the things you do, but these are the ones that they might not say it openly, but we've noticed that most blogs that easily got approved were blogs that discuss one niche. So try to niche down one particular area, especially when you are starting the blog. In the first 3 months of starting the blog before you apply, if you want to stay up to 3 months, niche down, focus on one niche, pick that one niche, create as many articles as you can. If possible, write the articles down before you start so that you don't run out of content. So every single day you are publishing articles, in one particular niche. You are not repeating the same thing. Don't repeat anything you've written before. If you repeat a particular keyword twice, it results to what we call keyword cannibalization. Both of them will cancel each other, and your blog will not rank. So different keywords that are not related to each other, but still within the same niche. You discuss it every single day for that 90 days. There's no how they will not approve you. The second one, you must have the 4 major pages that are very important. Your about us, your contact us, your privacy policy, and your disclaimer. If you have services, you can also put your service page there so that Google will know that, okay, this is what I offer on my blog. About us, contact us, disclaimer page, and privacy policy page. These are the 4 major pages you must have in your blog for you to get approved by Google AdSense. And the third one is that you must have a sizable volume of traffic. You must have a sizable volume of traffic. I've seen someone that got approved with only 1,000 views in 2 months of starting the blog. And that was because he had this page, all these pages I mentioned. The blog is focused on one particular niche, very well niched down, including the country he's targeting. When I'm talking about niche, I'm not just talking about the keyword alone. I'm also talking about the country as well. You don't write about Nigeria today. Tomorrow you write about US. Next tomorrow you write about Canada. You are confusing them because they won't know the people you are talking to. But if you are focusing on one country, it will be easier for them to approve you because they know that this blog is focused on this particular demographic. So it's easier for us to approve it and display advert for people in that area. If you do these 3 things correctly, there's no how you will not get approval. And the 4th one, which is the last, is valuable content. If you plagiarize content whereby you get someone's article and spin it and reproduce it on your site, they won't approve you. You see some bloggers say that they got approved with it. Yeah, it might happen sometime, but that's not a strategy. Something that happens just once. You can't hold it as a strategy to teach.
Exactly.
The one that if you do it consistently, it will be happening all the time is that you must create valuable content, original content created by you. You must create original content for you to get approval.
Awesome. Thank you very much. You have really shared so many insights, so many tips that can help both new bloggers and even existing bloggers to actually make money and be a profitable blogger. Now, my question is, everybody I bring on my show, I make sure they don't just leave us hanging. So there are some people like me that just want to get started as a professional blogger, not just professional blogger, but profitable blogger. So do you have any program? Do you have any course? Do you have anything that people can get? Probably they want to learn more. They need like a coach that will guide them in case they are trying to fall. Someone that can tell them this is what you should do this, do that. So do you have any course that can help my viewers?
Sure, I do. I offer 2 programs in this blogging industry. One is my mentorship program, which is more like a one-on-one training, and it's kind of expensive for most people, so I don't often recommend it. But if someone wants to work with me one-on-one, the person can reach out to me and work with me one-on-one. And I also have the one the person can have instant access to. Is a recorded course called Blogging Business Masterclass, and that is the one I want to recommend here. Blogging Business Masterclass. You will see the link on the site here. You can use the coupon code to get 50% discount if you are buying today. you use the coupon code to get 50% discount. In this blogging business masterclass, you learn how to get your own niche. You get to know the different types of profitable niches. You can pick from any of them. By the time we run through different profitable niches, there is no how you will not find the one that you have an expert knowledge in, the one you have passion in, and the one that is also profitable. So you can pick from any of them, especially if it falls within your passion or experience or expertise. The next thing you learn in this blogging business class is how to generate traffic, because in blogging, traffic is everything. We say that traffic is the lifeblood of a blog. If you don't have traffic, your blog is dead. You cannot make money from it. And you also learn how to actually make money from the blog itself. When you set up the blog, how do you now make money from it? Because if you're not making money from your blog, it means that you're only doing hobby. It's not business. It's only business that make money. Hobbies can't make money for you. And it's also important that you do blogging as a business. If not for anything, for at least, let's say you are so rich that you don't need the blogging money. Fine. At least let the money you get from the blog be enough to renew the blog anytime you want to renew it. For those of you that are too rich to make money from blogging, but I know nobody is too rich to make more money. Even the richest man in the world is also looking for money. So you learn how to actually make money from the blog. And like Samuel rightly said, you have access to making passive income. The one you'll be sleeping, you wake up in the morning and you see that something has added to your account. At the end of the month, you get to receive alerts that Google has paid you. It gives you joy.
So much joy. So much joy. Okay, thank you very much. So guys, any expert guest I bring on the show, of course, you will not be getting whatever program or course they are selling at the same price with every other person. There is always that special treatment. So if you are a viewer of the ExpertView Show with Adeleke Samuel, you have a coupon code which is TEST50, which will give you 50% discount. So, but the only thing here is the 50% discount will only last for like 3 days. So the video goes live today, and it will the coupon code expires on the 2nd of October by 11:59 p.m. So if you're interested, and funny enough, there are so many blogging or blogger coaches that we have now on the internet. But if you actually want to learn from someone that is doing it, this is not someone that is just saying, talking about blog. He's actually doing it. And this is, I bought this course, I think 2 years ago. This is the only course I've bought on blogging. So if you actually want to learn about blogging from someone that is doing it and make money doing blogging, not as an hobby, but as a business. As you can see, the title is Blogging Business Masterclass, not Blogging Masterclass. So if you want to actually make money blogging, go get a course and you'll be glad you did. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Emenike. Thank you for creating time to teach my viewers on how they can be a profitable blogger. I really do appreciate, and I will see you backyard. Okay, guys, so as we have talked about blogging, I'm very sure you have gathered a lot of knowledge, even if this is the first time you are learning about what blogging is. So I would advise you, trust me, this is actually a very affordable course. In fact, I'll just tell you, the course is currently selling for 10,000 naira, but if you are getting it at this 50% discount, you pay just 5,000 naira. And this is a comprehensive course. This is not a course they will tell you, get this one, then pay for another course, pay for another course, pay for another course. This is like a comprehensive, all-inclusive course. So if you are looking to start your blogging journey, I'm recommending this. I don't recommend shit on my channel. So if you want to actually start your blogging journey and make money like a full-time blogger, go get the course.
So guys, I want to believe you have gotten value from this particular episode. Please do well to like this video, comment, and share with other people. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, what are you still waiting for? click and smash the subscribe button now, and also turn on the bell notification. And in case you want to learn how to create videos on YouTube, start, grow and make money on YouTube, I just completed a series on this same channel, so you can watch this 6-part series. So just watch it and you also learn how to do the same thing. Okay guys, so that'll be all for now, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.